Well, thanks for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Mama Kelly Unedited, that means there's no breaks, there's no editing, it's just raw material. And so sometimes there might be like, you know, something that just happens and we just go with the flow and whatever. But a couple things. Today is Oliver. Hey, come here, Oliver. Come here, Winston. Up. And Winston's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, guys. They are going to get a super treat. And, oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. No, you're the ones who are the stars today. Because you guys are, it's your birthday. Yes. They are brothers from the same litter. Oh, Kira's over because she wants to be special too. You are so special even though it's not your birthday. Okay, go lay down. All right, so anyways, I had put on my Instagram that I wanted to start like an advice thing, advice column kind of, so to speak, and I wanted questions or things that you guys wanted advice on. Well, holy shamoly, did you guys come through? I was jotting down those questions as they just kept coming and coming, and that just is awesome. So what I'm saying is this is going to definitely be a multi-series video because I want to keep it kind of, you know, like around the 20-minute mark. I don't want to go crazy. So we'll see, but let's just jump right in. So the first one, is how does one keep a positive body image? And yes, I did make myself, I wrote the questions down because otherwise I wouldn't remember because I'm old, you know, I'm 47. So I wrote them down. Okay, so again, how does one keep a positive body image? This is so hard in our society because everything you see on the TV, on ads, on, you know, social media is, you have to look this certain way, you know, be skinny, be, wear certain clothes, whatever, to be, they act like that's the norm, when in reality, there's such probably a low percentage of people that actually looked in, you know, that way and dressed that way. But, you know, that's what they want people to think. And I mean, there's been some, I guess some people are starting to, you know, add plus size models and extend their sizes and stuff. But let's just say this, society, you have a long way to go. Okay, you guys gotta do better. Okay, so know that you're not alone and that, you know, the person next to you could be, let's say like you're a little chubby like me, okay? The person next to you might be a size 0 and you both could have poor body image problems. It's not just one type of person that could have a poor body image. Anyone can have a poor body image, depending on, you know, one might think they're too thin, or one might be thin and think that they should be thinner. Those are all the things that are just ingrained in our heads by all this stuff and society, and it's just, it's so wrong. So what I would say, if what I do, and I guess I went up and down with my weight, and there was a time when I was younger when I thought I needed to be skinnier, and I ended up being bulimic for a while, and that's not the answer at all. But I thought I had to be a certain size, you know, because everybody else was, or I wasn't going to get a boyfriend or this or that. So anyway, what you need to do, what I learned is to tell yourself every single day that you're beautiful just the way God made you. And even if you're not religious, somebody made you that way, okay? They made you different from the next person for a reason. So another little trick, you know, like I said, look in the mirror, say, you're perfect, you're wonderful, you're whatever, you're beautiful. But then also, if you have the place to do this, take like a Expo marker, you know, the ones that wipe off. And if you have a mirror or whatever, write yourself some little positive affirmations on there so that, you know, when you're looking in that mirror and you think something negative, something positive is coming right back at you. And if that doesn't work, then send me a message and I'll tell you how freaking wonderful and how much you look great. And because I think you're beautiful just the way you are. And if you're confident in how you look or how you dress or your body image, then other people are gonna notice that. And they're not gonna, people like to pick on people who feel bad about themselves already for some reason, you know, and those people probably feel just as bad about themselves as you do, but they just wanna pick on somebody and so they, you know, say stupid shit. So just, you know what I mean? Just tell yourself you're awesome and believe it. And other people will just be like, oh my God, that person is so confident. They don't even give a shit what other people think. And they don't, you know, and it's true because everybody deserves to wear a bikini. Everybody deserves to, you know, whatever. I just can't even think of anything else right now. That's the long answer. I have 7 questions and that one took 6 minutes. Oh God, Jess, I gotta get going here. Okay, number 2, how do you stay happy and positive while dealing with a chronic illness? Okay, I have chronic illnesses. I've talked about this before. I have a very poor immune system. I have this and I have that. I have pain all the time. First thing I would say, and I wish I would have done this years ago when I first started having these issues, is to accept the illness. It is what it is, that you have it. You can't do anything to take it away. In most cases, you can take medicines. You can get, for me, like I get infusions. You can do things to try to alleviate the pain or change, you know, maybe some of the symptoms to make them a little bit better. But accept that. Accept that that's your life and that's what you've got. And so you can either sit for 8 hours a day and be upset about that and not do anything and feel sorry for yourself, or you can say, I got this. You know what? I might only be able to do certain things, but I'm going to do it because that is what makes me happy, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And maybe you need help from somebody to make those things come to light. Like maybe you need somebody, if you're in a wheelchair or something, maybe you need somebody to push you. Maybe to take you to a place that you enjoy looking at. There's always something you can do to make it better. Just don't let that illness define you and limit you into what you do in life. Yeah. So the other thing I noted here is that to make sure that the other people around you know about your illnesses and that they know that, hey, sometimes I'm down because of this illness and I'm gonna need you to be strong for me and kick me in the ass when I need to be kicked in the ass. And so you need that support system around you to be successful at being positive. And then, like I said before, just focus on what you can do. I can walk for 50 yards. I can't walk for a mile. So, oh, looks like you're walking 50 yards. Okay, so focus on what you can do. All right, number 3. This is a good one. A close friend, okay? Close is gonna be said lightly here. Ghosts you. I had to figure out what ghosting means. That means that they don't, if you're like older like me, that just means that they leave you and they don't give you an explanation why. They just ghost you, like poof, gone, like they're a ghost. Okay, so a close friend ghosts you. They're too busy for you, but makes time for other people. What should you do? The first thing that came to my mind when I read this was get a new fucking friend, okay? Because a good friend, because you said that this was a close friend, the person that wrote this, a close friend ghosted you. well, that person's not a close friend. If you thought they were, then honey or mister, I think that you're wrong. Like, it's hard to hear that, but a person who was a good friend or even a regular friend wouldn't do that to you. And, you know, I don't know. I guess if you wanted if you wanted to keep being a friend with this person, you're going to have to sit down with that person and talk to them and tell them how you feel and, you know, put the ball in their court. If they start putting, you know, some energy into the relationship or into the friendship, then that's great. But otherwise, I would say, you know, that's just not a good friend, okay? That's just not a good friend. And you'd be better off having no friend and not have to worry about it, just saying, okay, I don't have a friend, than to have a friend that you're sitting and obsessing about, oh, where are they at today? Who are they hanging out with today? You don't need to worry about any of that, okay? All right, I hope that answered your question. I'll be your friend, okay? I'll be your friend. Number 4. I'm all over the place with these questions because there was so many. There was literally like 187 questions and I wrote them all down because we're gonna have multiple series here. Okay, how do you deal with anxiety and depression when you have a new baby? So you just had a baby and you're like overwhelmed, you're depressed, you have anxiety. And my first thing that came to my mind with this one was, first of all, I'm not professional. So I hope with all these questions and answers, you guys just know this is just what Mama Kelly feels. This isn't necessarily the right answer for you or for anybody, okay? So it's just Mama Kelly, you know. All right, you need to go see a therapist is what I would say. And there's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist. I see a therapist all the freaking time. And then I see another person, a lady who's awesome, that she like prescribes my depression meds and my anxiety meds. So there's nothing wrong with being on that kind of thing. And postpartum depression is a real thing. And too many people think, oh, I have to do this. I have to be the perfect mom. I've got to do this all by myself. And again, I'll put out there, you might need, you need to let the people around you know how you're feeling and tell them you're overwhelmed or you're depressed or you have bad anxiety about all of this and you need some help. And if you don't have anybody there to help you, there's resources, that you can reach out to that can help with that. So yeah, I think I hit on everything on that. So yeah, just make sure your family and friends know how you feel. Go see a therapist, maybe get on some medications to help you with postpartum depression. And even with other kids, if you have older kids, like there's nothing wrong, with getting some help. All right, number 5. I think we have 7 total. Okay, so we have 3 left to go. Trace. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Anyway, this person said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Who the fuck does? What advice can you give? Everyone around me seems to know what they want to be, but I feel lost. First of all, know that it's fine. It's just fine that you don't know what you want to be. I, at 47, wish I could change what I ended up being or whatever. I ended up going into business and being manager, like working in logistics and doing all this weird shit. And that's not what I would have wanted to do. I should have been like a therapist or something like that. That's what I wish I would have did, but I didn't know that till just recently, okay? So you're fine if you're young and you don't know what you want to do. That's fine, okay? And I know a lot of kids are pressured into, at least here in America, right after you get out of high school, like, it's just expected that you go to college and you start working towards whatever you want to be. Well, I just did air quote that too. If you see how cool I was right there. So yeah, it's fine that you don't know what you want to be. if you want, let's say you're excited about going to college, you don't know what you want to be, you just take general, you know, ed things the first year, and you keep working on, maybe do some job shadowing of ideas that you have that you might want to be. Let's say maybe you want to be a librarian. Where the fuck did I get that from? I don't know. But then you might want to job shadow the librarian. I don't know how exciting that's going to be for you. Maybe it is. Maybe you like books. It'd be very exciting. Okay. So, but you're getting my point. Maybe like if you wanted to be like a physician's assistant or something like that, or whatever, you maybe can find someone and, you know, go to a hospital or something and be like, hey, do you have any job shadow programs? Okay. But you can take the time that you need, maybe take a year off. Don't go to college right away. Maybe work and save money while you decide what you want to do. That's an option too. Your parents might not like it, but it's your life, and you got to just sometimes take control. Let's see. Yeah, I just put, don't let the peer pressure get to you, take your time. And also, it's totally cool if you change your mind later down the road. Let's say you go into one thing and then you decide, oh my God, I wish I would have did this. Well, change it. You might have to go to school a little longer. You might have to do something different, but you're fine. You're fine. Just go with it. Okay, number 6. How do I talk to my mom or dad about difficult, or both, about difficult or what things that could be embarrassing? I'm concerned because my parents get mad easily. Okay. I wasn't that type of mom, so it's, and my kids still didn't tell me everything, obviously, because kids are kids, and even though I say, hey, I'll be cool with it, like, you still do stuff that I don't know. I hear lots of stories now of things that they did, and I wish they would have came and talked to me about, but yeah, they didn't. So, first thing I would do is go to your parents or mom or dad or both and say, hey, do you have any time tomorrow to sit down and talk about a few things that are important to me? I want to give you time to process it and that's why you give them at least a day, because I don't want it just to turn into an argument. I want to have a serious conversation about it. And then kind of leave it in their bulk, you know, in their court. Yeah, in their court. I was going to say ballpark. Leave it in their ballpark. That doesn't go right. Leave it in leave it in their hands. That's even better than all the other ones I said. Leave it in their hands to come to that meeting with the understanding that you don't want an argument, okay? So they're going to say probably like, what? Just talk to me right now. Just talk to me right now about it. And just say, no, because this is what I would say. No, I need time to prepare, maybe write down a few things that I want to talk about. And I haven't done that yet. So it gives you an out, right? So you don't have to have that conversation right away, which you're not prepared for. And they feel like they got blindsided, but they're not. They have a day to think about it. So that's what I would do. That's just my opinion. Like I said before, you're going to make some notes. That way you don't get flustered or they don't get you off track, and you can get all your things answered that, you know, you want to get answered. And know too, you might come out of the conversation without the responses that you really want. Some people are just like that. I don't understand it, but they are. Parents sometimes are just like my way or the highway, and all they're doing is shutting that door for their kids to come and talk to them. And that's just really sad. So, if that happens, then there's other resources for you. Let's say you wanted to talk to them about getting put on birth control or different things. That, you know, if you're still in school, you got teachers, you got counselors, you know, coaches, that kind of thing that you can talk to. There's always someone. Or maybe if you want to see a therapist, maybe just do that. If they don't agree with you, just be like, well, can I at least go talk to a therapist about a few things? and that kind of thing, okay? So, yeah, so make notes. You don't want to forget what you want to say. And like, just maybe start the conversation with, Mom or Dad, like, this stuff's really important to me, and I don't want to cause an argument. It may or may not work, but that's my insights into it, okay? Make notes, give it time. And then also, I almost forgot, tell them, like, that you don't need their answers right now. Just like you had time to prepare the answers, you would like to give them time to prepare their responses to your answers. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, I could write a book with that. Yeah. So they don't have to decide right that second. They can come back like the next day and be like, hey, okay, I thought about what you said and here's the answer. That's good. That's real good. All right. This one, oh, this bothers me that someone even had to write this, but advice on being bullied. Okay. And more than one person wrote this. So bullying is such a problem in our society. Just here in our small town, we had 2 suicides, high school age kids, from being bullied and from, yeah. So being bullied is just, oh, just want to take them little bullies and just poke their nose off. Okay, I'm gonna calm down now, okay? First of all, know that it's not your fault, that these people probably feel bad about themselves in some way, so that they bully you to try to make themselves feel better. So, yeah, okay. But let's being realistic here. If you're really seriously being bullied and it is having effect on you, your self-esteem, your life, your mental health, then you need to talk to someone. You need to, don't feel alone. There's always someone out there that can help you, whether, again, maybe you need to talk to a therapist, or maybe it's as simple as talking to your parents or your friends or your teachers, counselors at school. If you're older and you're getting bullied, you know, because it can happen to anybody at any age, you just, you know, try to reach out to someone, a family member, or like I said, a therapist. Yeah. And all I can say is bullies usually have a reason that they're bullying you. Like, that may be what they see in life. Maybe that's how they've been raised. Maybe they get bullied. And so then they just pass it on to somebody else. But just know how awesome you are, and that this person is sad for having to bully you. They're, you know, really, it's not even cool. So you're awesome. You are perfect the way you are, and get help and talk to somebody if it's something that is affecting you, and you just really can't deal with it yourself. Don't be shy. Reach out for help. All right. Well, that was 7 questions. How long did it take me? 23 minutes. Ooh, a little over. But we're going to end it here. And what I'm going to say is we'll do another one of these advice videos, because I have a lot more questions, and I'm going to probably post it again to get more. I tried to pick topics that were very common across the board. But yeah, so remember that I love you. Remember that Samantha Jo loves you. Thanks for coming to my channel. I appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please like the video. And please leave me a comment. I read every comment. And I really appreciate it. It's something for this old lady to do. Yeah, what else? Oh, I didn't forget. I just want you to know how wonderful you are and how awesome and this world is with you in it. And the world's a better place because you are in it. Your uniqueness is what makes this world go round. And I appreciate that. And I'm sure the people that love you and that support you also appreciate it. So spread that kindness. Tell somebody today that you love them or that they're important to you. And maybe if we just all spread something, it'll finally take off. All right.